Hello, everyone. This is Jim Okrasinski with your Week 3 lecture video. It is the lecture video prior to the critical thinking essay being due. I believe it is on Sunday, end of day. So I want to take everybody through the assignment, little tips, little bit of information to help you draw connections. I urge you all to engage with my thoughts on this essay assignment. So here are the instructions taken from the Canvas webpage in the module there. So the essay should accomplish the following. So I say right here, begin your essay with a short summary of each article, capturing the main points. No introduction required or even wanted. I do not want a long introduction of abstract stuff all about cell phones or about the frailties of today's college students as indicated in the Lukianoff and Haidt article. I want you to get right to it. Summary. So after your opening summaries, respond to both articles and their arguments. Do you agree, disagree, and why? So let me be clear on this. You are responding to the articles and their arguments. Please do not go after the summaries and start talking about cell phones or anything like that. I want you to engage with what the authors are saying in those articles. Review your reading notes and discussion board post and responses. Some of you had some really good posts that you can build on there. This is not a copy and paste activity, so you want to make sure that this is an essay format, some fresh structure and fresh thinking. Support your critical thinking with evidence from the information provided in the article. So I'm looking for you to support your thinking, and that is your thinking with something that maybe Lukianoff and Haidt or Twenge had mentioned in their article. Some of the statistics that Twenge uses or studies are pretty powerful statistics. Can steer away from the anecdotal story that she uses. But there are some important numbers in that particular article. Outside sources are not required, but if you choose to integrate an outside information, you must cite both in-text and works cited. Be careful here. That's a slippery slope. You want to make sure because you can actually hurt yourself by not properly citing and using outside sources. The critical thinking essay should follow MLA guidance as stated in the syllabus. So remember, this is a 3 to 4 page essay, 1,000-word minimum. Should be a significant conversation. So I mentioned a lot of times in the discussion board posts and the screencasts about drawing the connections between the two articles. Why they say here, like they're widely different topics, there are common elements or behaviors. So if you think about screen time versus people time and some of the outcomes there, emotional reasoning and well-being is talked about really in both articles. One thing to pick up on is real age versus emotional age, which both, I believe, Twenge and Lukianoff and Haidt talk about it. In fact, Twenge in her book that followed up this article goes on to speak about life history theory, about how quickly we have grown up one generation to another. For example, she talks about how previous generations, my generation, we were out and about. I couldn't wait to get out the house. But now the theory here is that life history theory, it means that it's slowing down a little bit. So today's younger generation is not that, it's really not that motivated to move and leave the nest. I left when I was like 18 and never went back. So the idea here is for you to, might want to Google that up, life history theory, and look at that and how different generations have grown up. And then also look at sleep and resilience, because sleep is a real outcome that Twenge talks about, but then at the same time, we have to think about resilience, all right, as far as how Haidt and Lukianoff talk about resilience. So, structural tips here. Once again, essay needs an original title. Please don't use critical thinking essay. That is not an original title. That's my title. No introduction. Like I've said this so many times. It's in writing. No introduction. Short summary of each article. You should be able to get maybe 6 to 8 sentences max. Introduce the authors, but not their qualifications. You don't have to go through the whole thing like you did in the discussion board post, right? Gene Twenge, a professor at San Diego State University, boom, and go right to it. Use the time to summarize the article. Respond to the arguments made in each article. Use the author's words to support your response, and use quotes sparingly. Right? Each essay, if you're using quoted information, a certain percentage of the essay should be quoted material. It shouldn't be full of quotes. Anybody can copy and paste or retype quotes to make up an essay. I want your original thinking here, right? Do not respond by writing about you, your friends, or cell phone experience. Don't dive off into a narrative about your life, your friend's life, or cell phones. Maybe an appropriate conversation, but once again, I'm looking for you to engage with the arguments made by the authors, all right? So I'm going to tell you exactly how I'm going to grade this. The rubric there is pretty straightforward, even though I'm not the big rubric kind of guy. I want you to follow the instructions. Write that summary. Don't give me an introduction. Develop a critical response to the argument. I'm asking you to critically think about what both authors or what all the authors are saying. There are some really, really, I won't say controversial, but there's enlightening information that they talk about. And both sets of authors. Twenge, he has written a book, which I've read, about, her work with social media and cell phones. And the same thing with Lukianoff and Haidt's book. I've read The Coddling of the American Mind, their book version of this. So they've really moved it into another level as far as the book is concerned, all right, and more information. So you want to make sure that you're organized, summary, and then response. Make sure you have transitions between your paragraphs, all right, and professional presentation. So there is no peer review on this, so that means you need to proof this. Go through it. Make sure your sentences are together. Your grammar is straightforward, and really make sure there's no typos, and make sure there's no missing words. All right, and you want to make sure it's as professional as possible, and then follow MLA guidance every time. Everybody should be able to know how to set up an essay format through MLA. Some of the basics are listed in the syllabus, right? So submission guidelines. So I said, make sure your document is uploaded to the critical thinking folder located in the course folder, right? That's got to get moved into the folder. From the folder, upload the GDoc link from the folder to the assignment in Canvas. Yes, this is 2 parts. Please do not send me an email at this point in the semester saying, I didn't know we had to upload it to Canvas. It's in the syllabus. You should have read in the syllabus in a Google Drive activity. I've mentioned this numerous times in my screencast videos, other lecture videos. I kind of give everybody a little bit of leeway with the syllabus and Google Drive folder, but activity is Google Drive assignment. But when it comes to our regular class assignments, you should have this mastered by now, right? If in doubt, review the Drive instructions and tutorial in Canvas and the submission guidelines explained in the syllabus. It's pretty straightforward. This I don't know, or I didn't really, pay attention to how to upload it. It's going to cost you as we move into the semester. All right, enough of warnings there. Let me see if I can get out of this. Exit. Make sure that the course module, you want to upload it here to the assignment, right? This is exactly where you want to make sure your GDoc link is uploaded. All right, so that's all I have for the lecture video. If you have any questions, send me an email. Good luck and stay safe out there.